Hey guys, this video is going to be a quick follow-up on the last one I did, which was AC/DC Bag by Phish using the CAGED system. That was all major chords. I'm going to use another Phish song this time called Sample in a Jar. The reason I'm using this one is it's all major chords again, except for one. There's one minor chord in here, and it works out really well for this exercise in particular because the chord is E going to E minor. So you can get your shape for your chord, adjust one note, and now you have your new minor shape. So it's a good good practice exercise for that, and trying to get those minor chords under your fingers because they're definitely a little more awkward than the major shapes. All right, so you're already an expert on all the major shapes, C, A, G, E, and D, so we're just going to jump right in and we're going to find those minor shapes. Remember, we want to try to think of this as musically as possible. So on those shapes, know where a root, third, and fifth are. Try to know the actual names of the notes if you can. I know, crazy. This really is a cheat, and guitar players are just cheaters by nature. It's not our fault, it's just easy to cheat on the guitar. You know, we can find a shape and we can move it. So if you were a trumpet player, you'd have to know C minor was C, E flat, and G. On guitar, you just have to know where your C is, and then the shape falls right under it. So C major is C, E, and G. We need to flat the third to make it minor, so that E is the open string. Unless we detune, that's not going to happen. So we're going to just use the middle four strings for our C shape, at least until we move up the neck a fret. But even then, you don't really need to bother. You can put it on the high E. I would never really put it on the low E though. And I'll let you discover that for yourself. For now, we're going to look at the C major triad or chord, C, E, G, C. We decided we need to make that E and E flat, so it goes from to. Okay, so on that D string, we're dropping that from the second fret to the first. All right, so if we move that chord up to E, we want an E minor. We're going to drop that third. Now, there's a little bit of a stretch there between those top notes and your root. So what I recommend doing now is we use the four middle strings to find the shapes. There's two shapes we're going to use. There's one that is the bottom four, or bottom three. Okay, so it's just, or the top part, which is, so in this case for E, your frets are going to be 7, 5, 4 or 5, 4, 5. Okay. So those are the two shapes we're going to use for minor. And the one that he uses in the intro is that second one right there, top. For your A shape, really easy. You can use all 6 strings on this one. I still kind of just stick to the middle 4. Once in a while, I'll go up to that high E. Using your low E on this doesn't really do anything. It's your 5th and kind of maybe gives you a false bass. So your middle 4 strings. So A, C sharp, and E is our triad. We're going to make that C sharp a C. So first fret on that B string. You probably already know this one, so your D becomes that. And this is where you can use your high E string. So you can still hear all those notes pretty good, and you just end up with your 5th as your melody note there. Your G, this one's a weird one. So your G shape initially was 3-2, open, 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 3, right? So we're gonna alter that a little bit because one of our thirds happens on an open string, which is B. G, B, D is a G major triad. So on that B string, I'm gonna fret the 3rd fret now, so that we kind of omit the fact that B needs to change, and we have, okay, and the 3rd, which is B, is now going to be B flat, so we're going to go first fret of that A string. So now we have, now if we were to possible shape to play. So I basically omit the root on the E string and play. So my A minor would be something like. Okay, again, I'm just using the middle four notes, or middle four strings. And so that's going to be one of the most challenging ones that you're going to encounter. And you encounter that in this song up here. So that's where your E minor is. So you're going from. We'll get to that in a minute. E is really easy. Your third is G sharp right now. For major, we're going to bring that down to G. So it's on your G string. We're going to leave that open. So this becomes a bar chord. If we want A, it's 5 7 7 5 5 5. Okay. D. This is another interesting one. Your third is on the E string, so you have to play one of two shapes on this one. We had either the top was or the bottom was. Okay. So now we're going from that F sharp up top becomes F. Okay. Or if we were using this one down at the bottom, that F sharp at the bottom becomes just okay. Those are your minor shapes. All right, so hopefully you've figured out how to use those shapes a little bit. I know they're a little more awkward and probably take a little more time to get under your fingers. There might be a couple more shapes in there as well that I didn't show you, like on that E that we're using. You also have a third right that falls really nicely under there on your high E. So you can use that if you want to. So however you want to do that one. But for now, I think it's just easiest to stick to the middle four strings on that one. So, all right, here's the chords. And the drill basically is stay in one position for all 8 chords. Once you're done with those 8, move up to the next position. So here we go. Okay, so that's your open position right there. No big surprises. Your minor chord came from your E position there, or your E shape right there. So super simple. Next position, we basically move up to the second position. Roots up on the 5th. And here's another little trick for you. I don't necessarily, when I'm playing that G shape, I usually, again, I kind of omit that low E, especially if you're playing in a band situation. If you have, I mean, you should have a bass player, so you don't really have to get to the bottom of your guitar. You might have a keys player as well, so they might be handling that. So middle strings are really good for comping and for chord work. So my G shape, same thing right there. So. So in that case right there, we've got for our minor, and I'm always going to show you this for this drill anyways, for this video, from the E major. Okay, so our E major was the D shape. I chose to play it with the low E that time. The D shape's one of the ones that I almost always play with the low E. I like that chord. And so yeah, so we move that middle finger down. There we go. Okay. Next position is going to be 5th position, starting on A with our E shape. So in this one, we're going from the C shape of E, and then I drop that A string, and turn it minor just by using those 3 strings. So, okay. Next one's in 7th position, D shape of A. So that E, that's our A shape. Okay. Next position's up at the 9th position, C shape of A. So here's that funky G shape. And I'm just going to tell you right now, from there, I go there. And that shape, if you want to write it down, is going to be on the middle 4 strings, 10, 9, 9, 12. Okay. Last one, 12th position. This is basically open, but we're fretting all of the notes. So. So that E, pretty basic, right? Yeah. All right, so from there, basically, you can do the same other 2 drills that I showed you in the AC/DC bag video, which are going to be, you know, as when you're on A, use 2 different forms of it. So you're, or, so any of those. Try to pick 2 while you're on A. When you're on C, same deal. Okay. Last thing you can do is, you know, arpeggiate the shapes a little bit. Kind of move around that way. Kind of get you into some chord tone soloing there. I don't know. I hope it helps a little bit. Try to, you know, you can move around the fretboard a little bit and get into some minor stuff as well. I found a good practice. Kind of get outside of your comfort zone when you're practicing. Don't do this shit while you're on stage. No one wants to hear you practicing. So, you know, practice time in your room is when you want to be working on some shit that maybe you're not too comfortable with. So until you're really comfortable with this, I wouldn't bring it to the stage. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got for you. Hopefully I'll have another video for you soon. And hit that subscribe button and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And if you have any questions, hit me up. All right. Peace.